Yo, this is Teresa Weatherspoon, better known as Teaspoon, and you're watching Real Fans, Real Talk.
Live from the can. Vibe you can.
This is Real Fans, Real Talk. Real fans, real talk. We as real as you thought. Real fans.
What's going on? Welcome to another live edition of Real Fans, Real Talk. Super Bowl weekend. It's the end of the football season, but we got a lot to talk about. Just the Super Bowl drama is going to be a lot going on today. But we're gonna get to that in a minute. Some basketball things going on. Olympics is actually going on right now. Surprised I ain't really get a chance to check in, but the Olympics is going on right now. And some other things we're gonna get to a little bit later on in the program. But before we do, let me introduce my co-host, my brother Eric Sanchez, aka Legend in Two Games. What's going on, man?
What's really good, bro? Yeah, it's bittersweet. The NFL season's over, but I mean we got a lot to get into because we are now approaching. I mean we're kind of past the halfway point of the NBA season, but I guess it's official because it's All-Star Weekend coming up.
Yeah.
And trade deadline's over, so we know what teams is looking like, and now we're ready for the playoff push. And then also we got Major League Baseball that's going to be starting up in about another month and a half.
That's a fact. Now, Eric, I was going to play some Bad Bunny to start the show, but you know how they be trying to get at us with the copyrights. So I'm just gonna keep it mentally in my mind because I'm still excited and hyped up over the halftime show. Big shout out to Bad Bunny. Came there, set the tone, and not only did he set the tone, set the record too. All right, as the highest viewed Super Bowl halftime show of all time now. So shout out to Bad Bunny, Eric. As my Puerto Rican family, talk to me because I want you to break down the imagery that we saw during the halftime show.
I thought it was a phenomenal halftime show. I expected him to put on. I didn't know everything he was going to do, obviously, but in terms of the imagery, I don't know if there's enough words to describe what it meant and what it represented for Puerto Ricans like myself, for the island of Puerto Rico, and for Latinos all over the world. And that speaks to obviously how he closed out that performance with all of the flags and him shouting out all of South Central America and all of the Caribbean in that shout out. But in terms of representation, I want to remind people, this is a man who, as he was approaching his peak, turned down an opportunity to do a world tour so that he could create his own residency in Puerto Rico for the island and for the benefit of the island. And last I checked, he had raised over $400 million for the island. He basically gave a boost to the economy. And at the time, there were people who didn't quite understand what he was trying to do or what he was trying to prove. I've never been a fan of the music. And I don't mean that in a negative way. Trip, you and I have been in the car many times. You've never heard me put Bad Bunny on in the car. So I'm not saying this as somebody who's been a fan of Bad Bunny's for a long time. I respect what he does. It's just not my genre of music. But when he did that residency in Puerto Rico, it did kind of pique my interest because I'm like, all right, this is somebody who's kind of standing on what he truly believes in. And we as people, we as a society, a lot of times we criticize people for not giving back, for not doing more for where they came from forgetting where they came from. And Bad Bunny's been the opposite. He stood 10 toes down and said, I'm going to put on for Puerto Rico. And since you guys are so demanded, want to see me perform, why not just come to Puerto Rico? He boosted the economy on his own. So what it represented for him then to bring that to the Super Bowl stage, right? To start out with a replica of his house, to turn this into more than just a performance, because I can't remember a time that any performer has done anything outside of the actual stage. The Weeknd is the only person I can remember that did something that actually wasn't just on stage, where he's walking around like that maze and all that. For Bad Bunny, he created the imagery of Puerto Rico, the sugar canes, the piragua stand, the taco stands, right? The men playing dominoes on the corner. Then it brought you into the home of the Puerto Rican culture, the partying, right? The kids dancing around, the older folks, younger folks, kids sleeping on a chair. Like that moment right there, when I saw that probably put the biggest smile on my face, because I'm like, every Latino, boy or girl, has been that kid sleeping on a chair when your family member wake you up in the middle of the party, like, yo, come on. You know what I'm saying? So all those imageries, all those things that he brought together, the significance of the short performance on the light pole, because it's been a major issue in Puerto Rico for the last several years, pretty much since 2021, when now they have a major power outage. It's something that Dominican Republic and Haiti always dealt with. It's something that Puerto Ricos have really had to deal with over the last 4 or 5 years. And so, like I said, he brought you to the island. If you've never been to Puerto Rico, he gave you an image of this is what it looks like. This is the energy that we deal with all the time. The good, the bad, the indifferent, whatever the case may be, it's always going to be lively. It's always going to be uplifting. And then, like I said, to end it off, I thought was special to do a send off with all of the flags coming through, and like I said, shouting out all of Latin America, Central America, but not forgetting our Black brothers and sisters, because he shouted out Jamaica, he shouted out Haiti, like like we are all one. And Trip, you said, I'm your Puerto Rican brother. You've been around my family. I've been around your family.
Absolutely.
Sometimes people forget, right? We as Puerto Ricans, we are Caribbean people. We come in all shades. You know what I'm saying? I got family members that you met that are darker than me. I got family members that are younger than me. You know what I'm saying? I got lighter than me. I got family members who have finer hair than me. Some have more textured hair than me. But that's who we are as people. So I thought he did a great job of all of that. You look back at the dancers, right? A lot of beautiful women out there as well. We know that's what comes with the Latin culture. But any shade or flavor you were looking for was represented.
Absolutely.
All represented. So I thought he did a phenomenal job. I said it to you when we text. I thought he put on for the island in a way that I couldn't even have expected. And he did a great job. Anybody who's hating, you just looking for a reason to hate. Because he started off from jump, letting you know this was about unity, this was about love. He ended it with that message on the scoreboard behind him. You know what I'm saying? He let you know what it was. He didn't come out there to be divisive. He didn't come out there to F you to nobody. He came out there to perform, put on a show, welcome you to Puerto Rico, bring Puerto Rico to the main stage in a way that it's never been done before. There's no artist. Ricky Martin has had moments, yes, but Ricky Martin got really popular making Americanized music, right? Yeah. Nobody has ever done it the way Bad Bunny just did it. To do true traditional Puerto Rican Spanish cultural music, a lot of salsa, a lot of merengue. Nobody does it that way. Reggaeton is in there as well. And said, I'm not only am I going to stay true to myself, I'm gonna bring it to the masses. He did that. Shout out to Bad Bunny, man. I thought it was phenomenal. And I thought, even on a personal note, I know I'm rambling at this point because it is so personal to me. On a personal note, it made me feel a certain type of way, almost emotional, to see my daughter, my 7-year-old daughter, be excited to see the performance, because we talk so much about representation. Why representation matters. When you're a young kid and you can see somebody who's from your background on a major stage, it could, you know what I'm saying, it could motivate you in a way you never knew. You know what I'm saying? You and I, we grew up in an era, unfortunately, you know what I'm saying, where there wasn't too much representation of the people that was from our neighborhoods, that wasn't from our culture. And so that's another reason why I get so upset when people get mad about Bad Bunny being there. Like, bro, for 90% of these Super Bowls before Jay-Z took over, y'all got white artists all the time. The Black and brown artists got a little segment of the Super Bowl. They never controlled the stage. Jay-Z gave our culture an opportunity to do that. And now you got the other side who's so upset. Like, y'all forget that for 90% of these Super Bowls, for 54 Super Bowls, y'all had control of who had the stage and what we had to see. And now the moment is not going your way. Y'all so upset because somebody wants to bring in a little bit more diversity and more inclusion and show you that America encompasses all these things, not just alternative rock, not just rap, all of these things.
Like, you know, the thing is, like, where you know, it's just mind-boggling to me, right? Like, you know, we're supposed to be welcoming. We're part of the United Nations, right? So, you know, trying to bring all these countries together, and there's so many people that are upset because an American citizen is performing at the Super Bowl. So you didn't have a problem when all these when people from that weren't U.S. citizens were performing. Nobody never said nothing. Now all of a sudden it's a problem because Bad Bunny speaks Spanish. Like, you know, cut it out. The haters was definitely hating, but the haters was also watching. That's
a fact.
What makes things crazy, right? You know, for all the crap that, you know, the person sitting in the White House was saying, guess what? You were still watching the halftime show because you tweeted about it. So, you know, you clearly were still watching it. You ain't watched that garbage that was on that other whack ass show with Kid Rock, whose famous catchphrase was, "If it's grass on the field, play ball."
Play ball.
So, but that goes right along with the people that's on that side because they support that kind of stuff anyway. But that show is whack. Nobody watched that. Nobody was even thinking about that, talking about that. Kid Rock, you washed up. You might as well give it up and don't ever disrespect Jay-Z again. Talking about it's like he's a DI hire. Please, brother, please don't do that, bro. You don't want to match resumes with Jay-Z because it's not even close, bro. Go back to where it came from with that nonsense.
You know what it is, though, man. I mean, we can go on and on with this conversation. Shout out to Will Gordon. I see you in the comments, bro. But they think they slick too. They're using this moment to try to piggyback whatever they're trying to do, right? Turning Point USA with this whack ass halftime show, and the lineup they try to bring out there. Like, don't talk to us about, oh, we just want to give people options when everybody that took that stage for Turning Point USA all looked exactly the same. So that's not giving anybody options.
I don't think anybody that didn't look like them was going to do that unless it was Nicki Minaj.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I love how they try to conveniently hide the motive as if like, oh, it's just the NFL did this when we want to give other people an option.
They wanted a white alternative. Is what they meant.
Right. What other people are you speaking of? Right,
when
because
this never been done before. When who?
Right.
Come on, stop.
Right.
Like
and this whole this smear campaign, we talked about this last week with Jay-Z. I want to remind people, no one started caring about who was performing the halftime show until Jay-Z took over. Jay-Z has done everything in his power to create a platform for our culture, Black and brown culture, right? And yet it's still not enough for a lot of y'all. Right now, I hear people, shout out to Squeeze. I saw what he said there too, right? Like, you got people in comment sections, oh, Chris Brown should have got it. Last year was, oh, Lil Wayne should have got it over Kendrick. It's like, yo, bro, even when Jay-Z tries to do something right, it's still wrong in your eyes. It doesn't matter what he does, it's wrong. And again, y'all forget that for 54 Super Bowls, we didn't even have an option. We just hoped that we got picked. We hope that one of our artists got an opportunity to be on the stage. Even if the artist had the biggest song of the year, he probably wasn't going to get the halftime show, right? The only performer that I can remember prior to Jay-Z that was either Black or brown that got the platform on his own was Michael Jackson. He was the only one that was given the halftime show. Everybody else, it was like, we could save a little spot for you. Yeah, Nelly, you might be the hottest artist right now. We'll save a little spot for you, right? It ain't your halftime show.
Yeah.
And so now that Jay-Z's doing that, it's still not enough. Y'all still not happy, bro. Like, come on. And this is what they want. This is what the other side want. They want us beefing about simple-ish like the halftime show. They want us mad that, oh, well, the artist I want is not performing, so now I'm mad at everybody. It's not how it works.
You know how many years we had to sit up here with artists that we didn't want to perform?
Right. How many years we were there?
Did they show when it started?
Right.
I want to watch none of that. Like, come on, man.
How many years we up there and we had to watch Bon Jovi? We had to watch Bruce Springsteen. You know what I'm saying? We had to watch it.
And respectfully, I don't listen to none of those guys. But what you gonna do, right?
They wasn't giving us the platform. They wasn't letting us sing the national anthem. They wasn't letting us do nothing.
Shout out to Coco Jones too, because she did lift every voice the same.
She definitely did a thing, right?
So shout out. But yeah, I mean, this is what we've had to deal with, for so long, and we're not sitting up here. Oh man, you two again? Like, yo, we gotta let it rock until it's your turn. Now just is right now it's Bad Bunny's turn, and one thing about Jay-Z is them numbers just keep going up with every halftime show. So like it, love it, hate it, however you feel about it. The numbers just keep going up. So what that means is that you can't deny it. That means people want to see it. Somebody is watching this. And if you got an issue with the NFL having Bad Bunny there, guess what? The NFL has been trying to expand to different markets around the world. That's why they have games in Europe. That's why they have games in Mexico. That's why they have games in these different places, because the NFL is actually trying to bring more diverse audiences to the game of football. So listen, you got to love it that the performance was everything. And then the fact that you had Ricky Martin there, who kind of was like the guy
early
that really,
version, yeah.
you know what I'm saying, open them floodgates. That's why I love what he said at the Grammys when he was saying how proud he was of Bad Bunny for doing it without having to I get just be Americanized and what we what we got going over here. One thing I also love about the set with Bad Bunny is how he paid homage to the OGs when he had that little mix coming in. We had the Tego, Daddy Yankee. It's like, yo, we're gonna pay homage because those are guys in their own right that could have done a Super Bowl performance.
Right. That paved the way.
Yeah, I love that. I love the fact that you got Jessica Alba in there dancing around. You got the Yankees. Jazz Chisholm was there in the performance. Like you gotta love it. Excuse me, everything. That Bad Bunny incorporated into this performance. He even had the lady from she has the last spot in Brooklyn, something like that. Because I don't want to mess it up. But there was an old Spanish lady
that gives him the shot. Yeah. She gives the shot.
She got the spot. I love that because that's Brooklyn. So you know what I'm saying. I loved it.
I'm so happy you said that too because I forgot about that when talking about it. When we talk about Puerto Rican culture and the island, right? The biggest representation of that on the continental U.S. is obviously in New York. And so when he goes to that part where he kind of recreates a scene of what a street in New York looks like, where you got the bodega with the barbershop right next to it, you know what I'm saying? You got people outside dancing, you taking a shot from the older woman there. Like all these things, I thought he did such a great job of the visual of showing you exactly what the culture is. And that's why I think it was such a great performance. It's bigger than just like being up on the stage, because you could be up on the stage and do songs and have people, dancing in the crowd or dancing around the stage. But he kind of took you through a walk through a neighborhood of what it's like to be Puerto Rican. And every aspect, it started with the sugar canes, you know what I'm saying? And it gradually progressed to the casita. And then he's on top of the roof of the house and everybody's dancing. And then you got the people on the front porch dancing. Shout out to Will, because I know you mentioned Pedro Pascal there. Obviously Cardi was there. Jessica Alba was there. So he gave you the visual of what it's like. If you've never been to Puerto Rico, if you've never been in a predominantly Spanish neighborhood, that's exactly what it looks like. It's a lively environment from start to finish. On every corner, there's something going on. It's a lot of action. It's a lot of movement going on. And he gave you that. I thought the representation was spot on for Puerto Rican culture, man. Shout out to Will. He said that there wasn't even a Super Bowl halftime show until Keaton and I raised. That's a fact. I saw the meme too, the social media post about that. I love this comment, Will. I absolutely love this comment. Maybe if the Epstein files was released in Spanish, MAGA would be outraged about them. Yeah, that too. Because again, they're more concerned with a Latin performer who's doing all his songs in Spanish, as opposed to these files that for some reason continually get overlooked by MAGA. They seem to know everything else that's going on, but they never seem to know what's going on with the files. They never want to address the files.
Yeah, well, they don't want to know because too many.
Like Will said, maybe they should be in Spanish, and then they would be outraged that the files came out in Spanish.
They're not gonna be outraged because, apparently, certain people in this country don't have a problem with that kind of thing. And it's the part that really sucks is the people that really don't have a problem with it is a lot of the people that's in office right now. So
there's most of them.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Again, shout out to Bad Bunny, shout out to Coco Jones. Let's get into some of these comments. I know you're gonna be getting at us soon if we don't. Shout out to Squeezy. Biggest takeaway from the Seahawks win. They were the better team that night. Without no debating. They came in, did what they were supposed to do. The Patriots, they just could not get anything going offensively. Defensively, in the first 2.5 quarters, I mean, you got everything you could have possibly wanted from the New England Patriots defense, but that offense just could not get going. And the Seattle Seahawks, they just figured out early how to move that football on them. They kept putting themselves in position early to get them field goals in the first half, and then in the second half, obviously, just kind of got out of hand.
Yeah, I think biggest takeaway, man. I guess the biggest takeaway for me was really like this was one of those years that getting hot at the right time really kind of swung the season. Keep in mind, week 15, week 16, Seattle was down 16 points to the Rams on the Thursday night football. If they lose that game, they probably don't win the division. They got to go in as a wild card, and the Rams would have had a legitimate shot to be the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
Rashid Shaheed has that punt return. They get that controversial 2-point in regulation, and then they win in overtime on the 2-point. And that really changed the trajectory of the NFC from that point on, because then it forced the Rams to be the wild card. It forced the Rams to have to go on the road, and then the Rams lose the close game in Seattle in the NFC Championship game. And so for Sam Darnold and for the Seahawks, who defense was good, offense at time was shaky, but it allowed them to play 2 home games and then just have to get the Super Bowl in San Fran, which is a park they're familiar with because they play there every year. But I think that has to be the biggest takeaway. This was a year that just getting hot at the right time really changed everything. The NFC might have looked completely different if Seattle isn't the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
Right. If the Rams are the number 1 seed and the Rams don't have to go play that game in Chicago and the Rams don't have to go on the road in Seattle, maybe the path through the NFC is completely different at that point. But Seattle never had to leave home. They stood hot. And like you said, this was also a game where even though they weren't spectacular on offense, the biggest difference was Sam Darnold made just enough plays. He escaped the pocket just enough times, whereas Drake May was not. Drake May was getting beat up. And they didn't make the mistakes. Drake May makes 2 pivotal mistakes in this game, a fumble, an interception. Those are mistakes that Seattle didn't make. And so that really was the difference. I don't think that Seattle was like way better than the Patriots, but they were better on that day. They were better. But do I think it was like, oh, they were so much better? No, because again, this was a game that was 9-0 late in the third quarter. This was a game, you know what I'm saying, that if the Patriots could have just found a way to get any offense going, they're in this game. So I thought Seattle did the right thing and they made the right plays. You got to give them a lot of credit for that. But again, the biggest takeaway has to be they just got hot at the right time. And Sam Darnold, now the history or the legacy or whatever word you want to use completely changes now.
Oh, absolutely. Because once you get that championship,
you're a champion now. You got a ring.
Exactly. So, congratulations to Sam Darnold. That Patriots offensive line they had been good for so long. It got ugly for them. The receivers were non-existent. And I'm thinking, maybe they're gonna turn it up in the second half. But then when I heard that Cardi had text Stephon Diggs, told him, I think they sealed the people. I think that's when it was like it went from.
Is that what happened?
That's what they're saying around the campfire. I don't want to put no business out there, but that's what they're saying around the camp. They said Stephon had one of his other joints in at the Super Bowl, which is crazy to me.
So I saw that. I saw the shorty, and I heard the rumors, but I didn't know exactly what was being said. But I did notice. I did notice the energy around Cardi changed, because remember, there's that one video when they win the AFC Championship game when she's like so excited and she's like, I'm so proud of him. And then there's the other video during media week where somebody asked her like, oh, any advice? And she kind of like scrunches her face up and was like, good luck.
Yeah. And I'm just like, bro, how you going? Come on, bro. Like, you gonna have your side piece and your main piece at the Super Bowl, bro. That's I mean, listen, he probably like, listen, you don't get to that many, so I need to bring them all while I can.
Nah, I think Diggs was already playing a very dangerous game anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know him personally, but Cardi was cutting him slack, because I even said when we found out Cardi was pregnant, and then like 3 other women came out and they all was pregnant at the same time. It's like,
yeah,
you playing a dangerous game right now, bro. With a Dominican woman,
Cardi ain't the one to be messing with.
A Dominican woman, you playing a dangerous game. Like,
that's my Dominican mommies, because I love them. Yeah. But you don't do that. So he ain't from New York, so he don't know no better.
Yeah, he didn't quite understand. He ain't quite understand.
It get different. Oh, you know who I wanted to who I had to get at today? Who who was a clown. Who and you know, I never really had much respect for him anyway, as far as in his what he was trying to do in the sports world. And that's Jake Paul.
Oh yeah.
The nerve of you to put out that disrespectful nonsense in regards to Bad Bunny when not only do you live in Puerto Rico, you're only there to take advantage so you don't have to pay taxes the same way we do, you know, living in the States. Like you are a clown for that. I'm glad Anthony Joshua beat the brakes off you because you a clown, bro. Shout out to Logan Paul. I'm glad he kind of stepped in. You know what I'm saying? It was, you know, like, yo, you know, you bugging, bro. But you like Jake Paul, you a real clown, bro. Like if I was in Puerto Rico, man, it's not gonna be very welcome after you said because Bad Bunny might be the biggest person right now. I mean, he's probably the biggest person in the world right now, but definitely in Puerto Rico, I'm pretty sure they feel a little bit of a way about you saying some stuff like that.
No, that's a fact. I'm sure they do. So when I heard that he said when he tweeted that, my initial reaction was he probably was salty because in the past, even though Bad Bunny didn't say his name, he's the person everybody assumes Bad Bunny was talking about when Bad Bunny says, you know, there's a lot of people coming to Puerto Rico to rape the island of its resources, but not put back into the community. And as you mentioned, Jake and Logan Paul are prime examples of that, right? They don't do anything for the island of Puerto Rico except take advantage of the benefits that they don't have to pay federal taxes, and they move their businesses there to get tax breaks. Yep. So I assumed that it has something to do with that. But then the more and more I thought about it, I'm like, but that's the stupidest tweet anyway that you could send because your number one fighter is Amanda Serrano, who is Puerto Rican.
Bruh. What are we talking about?
Why would you, even if that's how you felt, why would you publicly say that? Knowing that somebody that you do business with and make a lot of money with is Puerto Rican, has spoken out all the time about her love and affinity for the island. And now you put her in an uncomfortable situation where it's like, how can you do business with this man? So like you said, yeah, it could get tricky for him out there because I'm sure there's a lot of money that's been made out there that could dry up now.
And I hope so. Good for you. If it does, good for you. Like, and I don't be trying to put bad on people, but you corny for that, bro. You're in Puerto Rico living there so you could take advantage, and you're supposed to be so American, but you're over there so you could take advantage and not have to pay taxes like if, you know, as if you lived in one of the 50 states. Right. And you got the nerve, bro. You a clown, bro. Like, straight up and down, no debate. You a clown. Let me see what else we got here. Kyrie says biggest reason for May's struggles. I mean everything. The O-line was terrible. Like they could not stop anything. Like Eric, I've seen so many quarterback safety blitzes getting to the I'm like, how y'all letting the secondary just do this to y'all right now? They wasn't stopping the line, nothing. You know, the running game wasn't there. We wasn't getting enough time really to even get the passing game going. So, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just bad, and you know, they just couldn't figure it out.
Biggest reason for Drake May's struggles was the left tackle and that left side of the line. It was one of the things we kind of talked about on Wednesday, Will Gordon and I, where I said that I didn't think it would be that effective, but it started early. Chris Collinsworth even had mentioned it on one of the first sacks where he said you could see Drake May already looking over his shoulder at the pass rush. Like he was having a lot of trouble with that side of the line. Now I will say too, I was surprised. I gave Mike Vrabel a lot of credit. I thought Josh McDaniels, with his experience, they would have been better situated for this game. I didn't understand why they never went to like more 2 tight end sets and kept the tight end in to help that side block.
Yeah,
you know you're struggling, and I even texted to you. You got to move the pocket. You got to get them on bootlegs. You got to get them out. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to make it. You can't make them a stationary target for Seattle. You got to make them guess a little bit more as to what's going to happen, and they never did that. And so May didn't play well. The offensive line didn't play well, but the coaching staff damn sure didn't make adjustments either. You needed to keep a tight end over there to block or keep a running back in the chip and give him some time to throw the ball because, like I said, the receivers could not get open in that game.
Yeah, and not only on the offensive side did they not make adjustments, on the defensive side of the football, they weren't making adjustments either. Kenneth Walker was doing what he wanted for the most part.
It was gonna be the struggle with them was gonna be you're gonna have to give something up. I thought they would be better against the run, but I think they also understood that outside of Christian Gonzalez, they were gonna have trouble in their secondary. Because if you look, Christian Gonzalez did his job. It was right. It was some of the other guys that were having trouble covering. And so in that, it's like
they were not passing the football down the field.
Right. So they like Christian Gonzalez was doing his job. I thought there were some plays early that the Patriots just missed making. Like, they were trying to jump some of those passes early. And shout out to Will, because he and I were texting. He was saying Sam Darnold was like a little hesitant on some of them throws. Like he's not anticipating as good as he should. And so they had some opportunities. I thought their defense played well, but it also comes a point where it's like, bro, we holding the field goals. Y'all got to give us something. You know what I'm saying? Y'all keep going 3 and out. The defense is going to wear down. And I think that's why Kenneth Walker really started to really wear them out because the defense kept having to come on the field.
Exactly. So
they couldn't get a sustained drive.
Oh, you know what I did want to address too before we take the next comment? Chris Brown. I love Chris Brown. I think he is one of the greatest artists of all time. And I'm talking about legitimate triple threat, like not just good at singing or rap or dancing or acting. Like he is legitimate, really good at all of those things. I didn't like his tweet after the Super Bowl.
I didn't either.
I thought that was whack. For you to tweet that out. And I'm somebody who would love to see Chris Brown perform at the Super Bowl, but in that moment, bro, that's not it, man. Come on, you gotta do better than that, man. I'm sorry, Breezy, but nah, this ain't the time for that.
Yeah, I agree. I thought that was terrible timing of Chris Brown. I thought that's one of those moments. I don't know what his relationship with Jay-Z is, and there's always been a lot of speculation that Jay may never give him the platform just because of the Rihanna incident from years ago. But that's definitely one of the moments that if I'm Jay, I would point to him, but like, see, that's what I mean. You're still not mature enough to handle the moment because you're trying to outshine the person that's doing this.
Yeah.
Whether you felt that you could do better, whether you feel, oh, the Super Bowl needs me, it's not your time to try to steal the light from somebody else.
Yeah. And apparently they don't need you because it's the highest viewed Super Bowl halftime show of all time. So they definitely didn't need you, brother.
But yeah, that's definitely one of them that, we talked earlier about, people trying to steal the light and being self-centered in it and then what they're doing. That's what it seemed like to me. It's unfortunate. I think Chris Brown is a great musician, a great artist, great performer. I think he will be phenomenal if he gets the opportunity.
Yeah, he would be.
I think he would kill it.
I hope now. I got next. Hopefully, then I'm cool with that. But don't do that.
Right. That I thought that to me that was whack.
Yeah. All right. Let me go to Ron Charles. He want to talk about the malice that wasn't at the Palace, but it was involving the Pistons. The big Pistons Hornets fight yesterday. Thoughts on it? Miles Bridges was swinging, wasn't he? How many games does Isaiah Stewart get? I say 10 to 12 games. Yeah. Got to be something crazy because you ran off the bench to get involved in that. I get it. Maybe the guys that was on the floor can't fight, so you felt like you needed to get up in the mix. But, bro, now you really, cost your team, you cost yourself because it ain't going to be just no suspension. It's going to come with some fines.
Yeah.
Everybody going to get fined. Anybody that threw a punch that was in the melee, they're going to get fined. There's going to be a couple of suspensions. But for Isaiah Stewart, who is, he's starting to be on that Draymond type of time where he's always in the midst of something. And when you get to that point, they're going to start treating you like you was a Rasheed Wallace, a Draymond Green, you know what I mean? One of those guys, excuse me, they're going to start treating you like that. And ain't going to be no, all right, let's give them grace. It's going to be, nah. We got to lay the law down on this one, and we can whatever the max that we can give you, that's what we're gonna give you.
Yeah, I think it's going to be at least 10 games. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets up to 15, maybe even 20 games. Like you said, first and foremost, running off the bench. That in itself, shout out to William. You see the comment up there. It's going to probably get you 6 to 8 games just coming off the bench.
Yeah.
He threw a punch, and then he doubled down with the comments he made after the game. And when he said this, he said, "If I'm not going to run off the bench, then what am I here for?" So you basically categorizing yourself as the quote unquote goon. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, he's had other run-ins and other instances. So this is one of them situations where if you're Adam Silver, it's like, I may not want to, punish you too harshly, but you're kind of forcing my hand here because I can't have guys running off the bench every time there's a situation on the court.
Yep.
So
I gotta max out.
I would not be surprised if this gets up to 15 plus games.
Mm-hmm. Ralphie, shout out to Ralphie, says, "What's the title mean for Sam Darnold?" Eric, you kind of went in a little bit in regards to that, but it changes your legacy. That's it. Super Bowl changes your legacy. Super Bowl MVPs change your legacy. Now he had already been changing his legacy, with these past 3 seasons. But they ain't going nothing like what this just did for his career. This will probably be the difference in him making the Hall of Fame and not making the Hall of Fame.
It's crazy because it's going to be one of the most unique stories ever. He was a high draft pick. Mm-hmm. It didn't work out. He's on his 15th trip and wins a Super Bowl. Now, we've seen other Super Bowl winners become journeymen after they win a Super Bowl, right? Mm-hmm. Brad Johnson was kind of a journeyman after he won a Super Bowl. Right. Joe Flacco became a journeyman after he won a Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Like you say, he did it in reverse. He was a journeyman first, and now he might have found his home. And so it's going to be crazy because as time goes on, if he's able to accumulate some good stats, I don't think he's ever going to be MVP of the league. I don't think he's ever going to be offensive player of the league, but he has the opportunity to just put up really good stats year in, year out. And if he does that, it's going to be like, hey, this guy was a high first round pick, somehow turned out to be a franchise quarterback for his 15, not the first 4 he ever played for, and then put together, a very quality career. Mm-hmm. So that's where it's going to get interesting for him as a Super Bowl champion. But I think ultimately what it really means for him is you can't call him a bust anymore. For a long time, you could label him as a bust. You can't do that now because he's proven you can win a Super Bowl with him as your quarterback.
Congratulations, sir. Change your legacy.
Yep.
This comment. I will say, who won't get fined is Duncan Robinson. Homie wanted no smoke. Walked away, left his teammates while they were scrapping. Locker room better not let that slide. Come on, man. The coach is different. He don't know.
Listen, I agree with Will on that, though. I agree with him on that because that's one of them. You better just get in there and act like you breaking something up.
Yeah, at least.
Don't walk away.
I mean, moonwalk away.
Yeah, I agree with Will 1,000%. I'm gonna tell you what, Trip. What happens the first time somebody try to bully Duncan Robinson? Is he expecting his teammates to come to his aid now?
I hope so. They know he's not like that, so they got to.
I know, but what I'm saying is you create kind of that split in the locker room because it's gonna be guys like, yo, bro. I'm not saying you had to go punch somebody in the face, but you could at least came out here and pretend to hold somebody back, pretend to get involved. You, like Will say, he basically turned his back and just walked off.
Yeah, you remember when you be a kid and somebody put somebody in front of him, hold me back, son. Hold me back. Son.
That's what he was supposed to do.
He supposed to at least do that, bro.
Yeah, he was supposed to run in there and act like there was people in the way. You know what I'm saying? Act like I was trying to get to him, but there was too many people.
Yeah, I couldn't see, man. I'm sorry, y'all. He got me. He must
tell you right now. The first time that somebody tried to punk Duncan Robinson, I want to see who's gonna come to his defense because there's gonna be guys like, nah, bro. I remember that issue you did last time.
And it's gonna be guys that's gonna try him just because of that too.
Yeah, they're gonna just because.
Bro,
now we're
gonna play the Warriors.
See how much your team really mess with you. We're gonna see
they
how much
play the Warriors already. Because if they didn't play the Warriors yet, Draymond gonna have a Fields day.
I think they might have played them already, but it's gonna happen, bro. Yeah, it's gonna happen. And one of these Eastern Conference matchups is gonna happen where somebody gonna be like, let's just see if your team rock with you like that.
Facts. Let me throw this shout out to Pooh. Who says, Eric, your light skinned twin Jason Tatum looks like he is close to returning, being assigned to the G League. I guess he's ready to risk it all for a title. Go ahead, Eric.
Yeah, man. He's seeing that Jaylen Brown having too much success and too much fun out there. He like, nah, I'm back. I'm back. I don't think it's the right move, but he knows himself better than anybody. And if he feels he's ready to come back, all right, then I wish him the best because he's a great player. And it makes things way more interesting in the East if Boston now has Tatum back with Brown, with Vucevic now. You know what I'm saying? But I feel it's rushed. And I've said it plenty of times. I think it's very, very quick to get back on the court and trust your body in that way after that type of injury.
Yeah, they were actually talking about it on Gil's Arena, going back and forth. And Brandon Jennings, because he had that injury, he was talking about it, and he was saying it's hard to come back from that type of injury in less than a year, and then put yourself in game shape, and then be back to elite Jason Tatum. So we gonna see it if he can do it. Obviously, I hope the best for him. I pray the best for him because, I don't want to see nobody get injured and be out and miss time like that. So I really hope that if he's coming back, he's good, and nothing else happens on the injury front. All right, let me go to Sosa. Shout out to Sosa. Did y'all get to see the epic North Carolina versus Duke game with UNC winning at the buzzer? Yes, I did, and I was absolutely disgusted, embarrassed, and disappointed in Duke. They need to be ashamed of themselves for that. Shout out to Caleb Wilson, and the entire North Carolina. Shout out to my main man Sean Fontaine, because me and him, we got a rivalry because he an NC fan. I'm a Duke fan. But they got it. The better team got it that day. And Duke, y'all should be ashamed of yourself for losing a freaking 10-point lead with like a minute and a half left in the game. That was crazy.
Cameron Boozer was good. His brother had made some big plays, but North Carolina walked him down. And if you're Duke, I know you're on the road. You can't let that happen. You just can't. It's a learning experience, but it was a great game, great rivalry, and two guys that probably going to go top 5 in the upcoming draft. It's going to be a great draft.
Absolutely. All right, listen, y'all about to start. I wasn't going to do this. This is on y'all again. Just letting you know right now when I pull this comment up. Shout out to Kyrie. Trip, your king LeBron James will miss tonight versus Spurs, making him not eligible for NBA awards. I mean, at this point, who got a better resume than LeBron James anyway? He don't need no more awards, okay? He wasn't going to get no awards anyway. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, does it even really matter that he doesn't qualify? Because he wasn't going to get any awards this season anyway. So, we ain't tripping. Braun got enough awards, man. Trust me, he gonna be okay.
The awards aren't the issue. There's bigger issues there in LA, and I mean it's too late for them to make a trade. But you heard what Braun said after the OKC loss. He said they're a championship caliber team. We're not. Yeah. This team has really struggled since their hot start, and Trip, they looking like a first round exit if they lucky. They looking like a team that really ain't gonna be able to even get out of that first round when that time of the year comes around.
Yeah. So, what are you gonna do? Let me go to Pooh's comment here. She says, "Trip and Eric, is this football player that got some drama with the WNBA player? Are they a couple? Is she talking about Rakia Jackson?
Yeah, James Pierce.
Yeah, is that what it is?
Yep.
I didn't really get too much into the drama of it, whatever what they had going on. But I will say this: if he don't fumble that, because Rakia Jackson a baddie, so
he fumbled it already. He fumbled it already. It's done.
Damn,
it's done. Shout out to Poole. So James Pierce is a good player. He was a rookie this year. He had 10.5 sacks for the Atlanta Falcons. he was a guy who last year was projected to be a top 10 pick, but because of some off the field stuff, he kind of fell in the draft, and then the Falcons actually traded up to get him. They traded back into the first round to get him. I've read the story. I saw the video today. It took 10 police officers to restrain him. Trip, I don't know if this was like there was something else that took place in terms of like maybe something from the night before, because this was super early in the morning. She noticed his car following her. He actually hit her car and then got in front of her car and tried to stop her from leaving the scene because she was trying to go to the police. Then when the police gets there, he tries to flee. He hits a cop with his car. Just off that alone, the assault on the officer carries a 5-year minimum sentence. Mm-hmm. So when I say he fumbled,
it's 7. In New York, it's 7.
Nah, it was down in Florida. They saying it's a 5-year minimum.
Oh, okay. In Florida, in New York, it's 7.
Yeah. New York. Any law enforcement automatically 7 years.
Or bus driver or train conductor. So just letting y'all know, New York, don't play yourself.
Yep. If it's a city employee, it's 7. So when I say he fumbled it, not only did he fumble Shorty, I think he fumbled his career. And I hope he does not have to serve 5 years in jail. I hope that there's a way to kind of resolve this without jail time or any significant penalty. But I'm pretty confident that the Falcons, again, he was a first-round pick, so there was some guaranteed money there. I'm sure the Falcons are already working overtime to figure out how can we get away from this contract.
Yep.
Because this is terrible publicity for us. And he was one of the guys that I talked about when I said why Atlanta was such an attractive job. Atlanta was one of the top teams in sacks last year because of Pierce. 10.5 sacks as a rookie. Good rookie season. Came in, was trying to prove people wrong. And now you do this. So I think he's lost Shorty. I think he's cost himself a lot of money, and he may have blown his career.
Yeah. But while we're talking about NFL guys, I do want to report that Keon White, who was shot in the ankle, did have successful surgery on that ankle. So wishing him a speedy recovery. Hopefully he bounces back soon. Now I don't know what was going on with the whole situation, but I was watching earlier, and not saying again, I don't want to throw nobody in the mix, but they did say there was a little altercation going on between him and Lil Baby. And before that, the shot went off. But either way, he did have successful surgery. I'm sure we'll have more details on that by the time we get back on the air. Either way, maybe even tomorrow or next week. But yeah, he did have successful surgery. So I just wanted to put that out there. We'll say Matt Ryan trying to start his tenure as team prep. That's right. You do not want to deal with that, brother.
Will, you on a roll, and you are 100% right. You are 100% right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's.
It was a bad day for the NFL because the Super Bowl wasn't that good. The performance was good. The game itself wasn't that good. You had this James Pierce situation. Like you said, you had Keon White getting shot in San Francisco. You had former linebacker Darren Lee, who played with the Jets, murder his girlfriend and then try to cover up the murder. Yeah. So it wasn't a great week for the NFL. There was a lot of negative publicity.
With Rickea Jackson too.
That's what I'm saying with James Pierce. It was not a great PR week for the NFL.
Yeah. So the pool says Trip and Eric. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Hold on. This is the one. Ron says this All-Star game finna be dry this weekend. Yeah. All the players are hurt and being replaced. Yeah, and the thing that really sucks is this is the first time that we are having this USA versus the world format. So it's just it just really sucks that so many guys are not gonna be there. I mean, I'm still gonna watch. It's the All-Star game. I'm definitely gonna tune in, but I would like to see the superstars that that people come to see playing the game. I want to see the best players since it's the first time we're gonna see the U.S. versus the world.
Yeah, I think the initial timing of it was kind of perfect, like to have All-Star weekend right after Super Bowl weekend. You know what I'm saying? And you kind of got the momentum of everybody who's all right, like football's done now, we're transitioning to basketball. But like you said, with the injuries, with the star power, with the guys who are not going to play in the game, Trip, I saw a lineup the other day, and I'm hoping that our followers and supporters can help me with this. I don't know none of these guys that's in a dunk contest. And I watch basketball every day.
Yeah, I don't know any of them either.
I don't like. What are we doing? And then they saying Dame Lillard's in the 3-point contest. Dame ain't played all year.
Listen, I love Dame, but come on, man. Why don't?
So what I'm saying, like, what are we doing?
This is why this is All-Star weekend
Not to mention, the All-Star game is on Side Chick Valentine's Day. You're putting people in a bind, NBA. You're putting cats in a bind, man.
Yeah, because it's bad enough we had to switch Side Chick, Saturday to Side Chick Sunday because the main woman wanted this Saturday this year, so
because they get Saturday this year.
But then you're gonna put the All-Star game on Side Chick Sunday,
right? Like,
come on, bro. What are we doing out here, Eric? Like, come on.
The NBA, that's what I'm saying. The NBA is really, you know what I'm saying, they're messing up out here. And fellas, if your girl is fighting you to go to All-Star weekend as opposed to seeing what you got planned for Valentine's, that should let you know where she stand with it too. Mm-hmm. If she putting it together just to get to All-Star weekend for Valentine's Day, it's a wrap. You've been decided, you ain't even know it.
Yeah,
it's a dub for you.
Just let it go.
That's really why Cardi broke up with Stephon last weekend. She said, "Yo, All-Star weekend is coming up. You haven't been acting right. Let's not even pretend anymore. Let's just move forward.
We're about to play this game.
Yeah, let's just move forward. Let's just move forward. That's it."
Kansas just beat number one team Arizona yesterday, but their best player Darren Peterson sat with flu-like symptoms. But I guess he sits out a lot of games. Some saying he low manages. Yeah, they say he's the Kawhi of college basketball. He's still supposed to be the number one pick in the draft. But listen, Eric. Again, that's what, and I love your quote. You can only play who's in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't on the court. It is what it is. You got the win. It's still a big win.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't get to see their best player. And so if you do wind up playing this team again at some point, things are going to definitely be different. But listen, they did what they can to do. They got the dub. He wasn't playing. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I mean, Kansas, Bill Self's got that team playing really well. They had the big win against BYU about a week and a half ago. Now they beat Arizona. This issue with Darren Peterson, though, I think is going to become a problem because the load management, and we're cracking jokes about it, which is true. You're 18, 19 years old, like, what's going on? But everything I keep hearing is that he's having some sort of dehydration issue where he consistently starts cramping up during the games. And this is why they're trying to watch his minutes so he doesn't end up hurting himself. Yeah. My thing is, like, we need to get you to a doctor then, bro. Because you should. Like, why is this an issue, again, at 18, 19 years old, where you're consistently cramping up during games and you're having hydration issues? Like, we might need to get you with a doctor and see what's going on with you.
Facts. Well, hopefully he gets together because, he does have a promising career. So
absolutely,
hopefully he gets that together. Let me go to, here we go. Jeez. Shout out to Squeezy. Did y'all see Ja Rule was on the plane with Tony Yayo and Uncle Murder? Yes. At this point, I'm pretty sure the world saw that video. And what I got to say about it, and it's funny because I was actually kind of having this conversation earlier this morning with my cousin in regards to this. And I think this is the dumbest situation possible. And I think at this point, listen, and I get, we got issues, deep issues, but y'all dudes is pushing 50. Like it is time. Like you about to risk your freedom. You about to risk being put on a no-fly list for this beef. Like stop, bro. And then the way y'all going at it, like y'all too old for this, man. Y'all brothers is pushing 50. Like let it go already. Like at this point in y'all career, and this is all three of them dudes. The majority of, or at least a good percentage of the money that you guys have coming in right now is tour money. So if you cannot fly, all them overseas where Yayo be talking about I'm eating duck in Morocco and all of this, guess what? All of that stops. Because I'm pretty sure you're not taking a cruise ship from from New York all the way to Europe and to Asia and wherever the heck else that y'all going on tour at. So let's cut it out. And on top of that, who the heck? Why you really want to be pushing 50 in jail? All three of y'all done been to jail before. Y'all too old for this. This is just goofy, and y'all need to be ashamed. Even it was just funny because even though they was talking about on the Breakfast Club, Ja Rule and 50 was on the plane together, and we didn't see this nonsense.
Yep.
Like goofy, man. Grow up, bro. Grow up,
bro. I thought when I first saw the video, I already knew. I was like, "There's more to the video," because Uncle Murder's perspective cuts off real quick as Ja Rule saying something to them.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the things I hate about social media, bro. Because it's almost like the person who posts first gets to control the narrative. So because they post first, of course, everybody, they got Ja off the plane. He was scared. You know what I'm saying? Then we see the other perspective.
So that
no, that's my point.
Oh yeah, I know the narratives they create. Yeah.
Then we see the other perspective. You know what I'm saying? With Ja saying, "Yo, whatever y'all want to do, we could do it." But the ultimate point, like you said, is, bro, y'all really out here risking getting thrown off the plane and going on a no-fly list because y'all don't know how to just sit your ass down on a plane for a few hours. And I heard the Breakfast Club say this, and I thought this too. Don't tell me that y'all didn't know y'all was on a plane with Ja, because before y'all boarded, I'm sure y'all saw each other. So if it was really an issue, you could have got it cracking at the gate before you even got on the plane.
Yeah.
Y'all waited to get on the plane and make it seem like, yo, we're gonna bully him right now. And then of course pulling out the phone and all that. It was whack. And I'm a fan of all three.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought that was super corny. Like, stop, bro. You know, like you said, 50 and Ja been on a plane together before. No words was even exchanged.
Yeah.
So now somehow Yayo and Murder on a plane, they conveniently sitting right behind Ja, and then all this happens. Come on, man. Cut it out, bro. Cut it out, man. That joint was super corny to me. Like, how like you said, you Tony Yayo, you bragging about all the lavish experiences you having, but meanwhile you don't know how to act on a plane.
Yeah. I mean, listen, they might be trying to promote their new podcast, but either way, that's corny. A fact. And y'all too old for that. Like, yo, man, I just like it because there's so much ignorance outside right now. Like, yo, y'all got to give it up, bro. Like, like that's like you really about to put your livelihood in jeopardy over this. Like, come on, bro. You mean something you couldn't wait till y'all got off the plane? Even if y'all didn't see each other, you saw him, he didn't see y'all. That's even better. Now you got the up on them when y'all get off the plane. But like that's corny, bro. Just like y'all too old for that. Y'all like just cut it out, man. Like I ain't even trying to hear that. That's just y'all just too old for that, man. Grow up. Let me go back up to this next comment. Let's Pooh's comment. I think she said she was ready. Yep. Pooh says, I'm ready for Miss Valerie still. I've been doing a lot of research the last few days. She can't wait. Pooh, come on, you know we love you, man. Valerie is ready too. She's excited. We're excited to have her. I'm excited for you guys because when we bring people on, like I love that you guys are so interactive with them because under normal most shows you ain't gonna be able to just do that. You know what I'm saying? So I really love it for y'all as well. I'm super excited to have her on because she's got a lot going on, and of course it's another legend, man. It's another basketball legend. So we get to you know what I'm saying, bring that story to the world.
Yeah, that's a fact. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be another great episode.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. Oh, this is toilet paper. What? Yo, we'll just be throwing up crazy comments up here.
He been on the road tonight though. The comments been crazy tonight.
Toilet paper is USA. That's crazy. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what to say. Oh man, I love you guys, man. But yeah, y'all get ready for Valerie Still. That's going down next week. We're gonna get into the final thought segment of the show. Eric, give us a final thought, man.
Man, as always, shout out to the supporters. We greatly appreciate you guys, man. We are live tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Probably mainly basketball conversation. We're getting ready to go to the All-Star weekend. So let's see what we got there. What else we got, man? I can't really think of anything else right now, other than the kind of piggyback we talk about with the Super Bowl. Man, don't let these goofy ass narratives and this fake outrage distract you from what's going on in the country right now. All right, there's a lot of divisiveness for a reason, because obviously if we stick together, if we unify, we're much stronger than they are, and we can do more things than they can do, and that's what they're really scared of. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. Don't get caught up in these goofy narratives. Don't get caught up in this fake outrage, man.
Facts. Yeah, man. Listen, man, y'all be safe. If you out here, you know, with your main chick on Saturday, enjoy your night. You know, make sure you get her some flowers, some chocolate, something. You know, and if you out here with your side chick on Sunday, you know, get her some flowers too. Make sure you feed her. You know, do what you got to do, man. It's all about love. This weekend. And actually, it's all about love and basketball this weekend, Eric.
Right. Treat the ladies right this weekend. Treat them all right.
Yeah,
don't be Stephon Diggs, man. Be smart. Yeah. Move accordingly out here. Don't get caught up.
Exactly. And ladies, treat your man right. Okay?
Right, ladies, do the same thing. Move accordingly out here. Yeah, let your side man know, yo, don't text me. All right, I'll hit you up when I'm free.
Exactly. There you go. That's what you got to do. All right.
Trust me, man. We don't have a problem with that. Just let us know what it is. All right, come on.
Exactly. You know, it's cool. So it's all good. All right. But yeah, man, make sure you guys stay locked in with us, following us on all our social media: Instagram, Twitter at Real Fan Talk, Facebook.com/Real Fans Real Talk. And of course, if you're not in the New York City area, you can't watch us on Verizon 43, BPN 2 on Thursday nights from 8 to 9 p.m. Don't worry. All you got to do is go to that website, realfansrealtalk.com, click that red button on the home page, and you can watch from anywhere in the world. Oh, and I would be remiss if I did not send a special happy birthday shout out to my sister. You know what I'm saying? Happy birthday. Hope you enjoyed it. I know you did, because my bro take care of things, so I know you did. But happy birthday, sis. You already. All right. Make sure y'all following us and y'all subscribe to the two best podcasts moving. That's the Real Fans Real Talk and the Sanchez Show podcast. We got more coming to y'all, man. So get ready for next week, because we gonna make a movie next week with Valerie Still when she comes on to the show. We got a lot to get to. For myself, Trip Young, my brother, my co-host Eric Sanchez, aka Legend in 2 Games. We up out of here. Peace.
See y'all tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
This is Deion Grant from the New York Giants, Super Bowl champ, and you're watching Real Fans Real Talk.
Live from the can.
This is Real Fans Real Talk. Real Fans Real Talk. We as real as you thought.